Hi everyone, I'm here this afternoon making some chicken salad for lunch. My cutting board looks a bit of a mess because I just spent about 10 minutes breaking down a rotisserie chicken. My favorite time to break down rotisserie chicken is actually when I get home from the grocery store. So I get my rotisserie chicken, it sits in the cart, cooling off a little bit, drive home, unpack my groceries, and by then the chicken's at a pretty good temperature to easily tear apart. I did my grocery shopping on Monday this week, so my bird was a little bit cold. I let it sit out on the counter for, maybe like a half hour, just to get some of the chill off it to make it easier to pull these pieces off. I'm gonna do for my chicken salad today some dark meat and some white meat. I like a mixture of both. I prefer dark meat, but this is a good way to use up the white meat and keep it moist. I'm going to do my chunks in kind of big. It's going to, I think, go on a sandwich. So I don't want the chunks so big they fall out of the side of my bread, but I'm not making, like a pureed or minced chicken salad today. The other reason I like to keep my chunks big of my pulled chicken is you can use rotisserie chicken, as I'm sure you know, for like everything. You can keep it in the chunks, put it in a casserole. If it's a really hot day and you don't feel like cooking for dinner, it's super easy to put some pieces on top of a salad with some vegetables. You can mix up different dressings for your salad, vinegar based, or you can do like a creamy one. It's just so versatile. So that's about the size of my pieces. They shouldn't fall out of a sandwich too much. I think they'll be good. And this is going to be a mayonnaise-based sandwich filling today. To add some crunch to the salad, I'm going to do celery. And I think I might do 2 of these inner stalks, especially because that one's looking a little dry right there. Get rid of those. That's looking nice. And I am going to include the celery leaves. I enjoy the taste of celery. These inner stalks are my favorite because they're a little more tender. So they don't have as much of the stringiness. That's it's either the xylem or the phloem, maybe both. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it transports nutrients, water up towards the leaves. You can do a fun experiment at home if you put your celery stalks in colored water, like just food coloring in water. The celery will absorb or draw up the color right into the leaves and be beautiful. Yes, you can eat it. It's just food coloring. But it's just like a fun little experiment. So I like the flavor, so I'm going to chop them right into this and include them. And plus, why have them go to waste? That looks pretty good. That'll add some nice mild crunch to my salad. There we go. And I have a little bit of red onion left over from something else I made, so I'm going to use that in the salad today. And the end, see how it's looking like a little, I don't know if you guys see that, like a little dried out. So I'm going to cut that off and not use that part. And I'm keeping the root end intact because that gives me something to grip as I'm dicing. And it's going to get thrown out anyway, so it gives me something to hold on to while I'm doing my cutting. So this is a quarter of an onion. So I'm going to go in and do some vertical slices, pretty close together because this is going in a salad, so I don't want giant chunks. And I am going to try to cut this nice and small. I can always go back and run my knife through it too, but it's kind of nice to set yourself up for success. Oh yeah, it's kind of a pain. It's spreading out. We'll do a little mince over here like this. Get all these little bits. And red onion's nice. It's has a slightly different flavor than a yellow onion. So it's nice for salads in a raw setting. Burgers, I really enjoy red onion. There we go. And I will just run my knife through this too, just to give it a quick some pieces over here on the bigger side. No one wants to get a big, huge surprise bite of onion in their sandwich. That looks, maybe one more run through. There we go. The surprise ingredient that I'm using in the chicken salad today is tarragon. I'm not sure how familiar you are with that. It's a, not mild, but an herbaceous, as in slightly, like it has a licorice flavor to it that I very much enjoy, but in an herbal way, not like the hard candy that's, ugh, nightmares. So it looks like this. We actually are trying to grow some in our garden this year. I just got this from Wegmans. So I'm going to do maybe like that. Ooh, celery. Oh, I was going to show you guys. This is how I store my herbs. So in a Wegmans plastic bag, I'm hoarding these things just for this reason. I get a paper towel wet, I wring it out, and then I just wrap whatever herbs in here, or layer them like that, and stick it, tie this up, and then stick it in my produce drawer. And these, I bought this tarragon 2 weeks ago, and it's looking fantastic. So kind of squeeze the air out, and then just wrap it up, and I stick it in the drawer just like that. So it gives me a nice way to preserve my herbs. I've tried using those other herb preservers where it's like a tube of plastic or something, but I don't know, those things, they always fall over or spill. I don't know. This method just works, goes right in my drawer. All right, fantastic. Then I'm gonna run my knife through this and give it a mince, mix this in, and of course salt and pepper and some mayonnaise. Some salads, I was thinking maybe a little vinegar if I want to thin it out a touch. A lot of chicken salad recipes call for the addition of nuts, dried fruit. That would be wonderful. Pecans might actually be a nice touch in this. They'll add a little crunch and another layer of flavor. Almonds would be tasty. I do not think I would do peanuts in this version. Probably almonds, pecans. I don't even know if I would do walnuts, to be honest. But I'm not a good person to ask. Walnuts are probably one of my least favorite herbs. Or excuse me, least favorite nuts, herbs. Who am I talking? All right, so that's what we've got so far. Now let's do some mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. And then, like I said, I might decide to do a little vinegar for some acid in this. All right, let's see here. Where is my spatula? So, of course, we're using Duke's mayonnaise. It is the best. I love it. All right. And I'm to the tail end of this one. I have another one ready to go, if this isn't enough. There we go. That looks, probably need a touch more mayo. It's a lot of chicken in there. There we go. So let's just give this a mix and see how moistened our ingredients are. One of my family members, I think my mom actually might have got me, or my sister Brie, I can't remember who. No, it was probably Brie. I was out visiting over the summer, last summer, and commented on how much I loved this spatula because it's thin, so you can easily get inside mayonnaise containers or, you know, the Campbell's soup cans, when you try to scrape them out and the lip where you ripped off the metal lid is sharp, so it chews up the edges of your thicker spatulas. So I'm really liking this skinny one because it allows me to just get right in there without destroying things. That looks like a nice coating, not glompy. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do some salt, of course, and some pepper. You guys know I'm a huge pepper fan. Fresh ground always. I never buy the pre-ground pepper because it loses so much of the flavor and intensity and the floral notes of the peppercorns. So fresh ground is always best. If I'm going camping, I have actually like a little mini pepper grinder, or I will grind pepper into like a sandwich baggie. So it's easier when I'm camping, but still is that as close to fresh ground as possible. All right, so let's see. We've got salt, pepper, tarragon, little red onion and celery, mayonnaise, our rotisserie chicken, dark meat, white meat. Let's give this a taste and see if it could use a little acid to balance it out. It might just be delicious as is. It really is so good. I think I might just add a splash of apple cider vinegar. That is yummy. The rotisserie chicken is so good. I just want, or you could use lemon juice. I only have one lemon left, so I'm hoarding it for some other things I'm cooking this week. Although my muck order is coming tomorrow, and I think I'm getting 2 lemons in that, so I probably could do lemon juice. But apple cider vinegar is nice. I enjoy it. Or some red wine vinegar might have been good for this as well, but apple cider or rice vinegar is my go-to. Rice vinegar is super mild, using a lot of Asian cooking, very mild taste, so it's a good way to add acid to something without compromising the other flavors. Let's see here. All right, that's also loosened up the mayonnaise a bit too, which is nice. Help give a thinner, ooh, losing some chicken off the side there. All right, let's give this a taste. Fantastic. You can really taste the celery, and the tarragon, again, just has that herbal layer to it. Fabulous. I'm going to put this on some toasted bread and have myself a sandwich for lunch. I hope you guys give chicken salad with tarragon a try. That's my jam.